This just into CBS Sports HQ, where President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to, quote, save college sports. Some of the bullet points from the White House include a ban on third-party pay-for-play arrangements. It also requires schools to preserve scholarship opportunities for women's sports and non-revenue sports, while also demanding equitable distribution of revenue-sharing money from schools to athletes in those sports. All right, let's check in with our college football reporter, Brandon Marcello, who's at Big Ten Media Days in Vegas. So, Brandon, what's the big takeaway from the news that we're learning today?
Yeah, the thing to remember here is this isn't a legal order. This isn't something that's going to go into effect or is a new law. But this is something that's going to steer the conversation in Washington as we continue to hear congressional hearings trying to pass legislation to codify a lot of the terms in the House settlement that was announced a couple months ago. But some key takeaways in all of this is that the president is now directing the Federal Trade Commission, in addition to the Attorney General, to give some antitrust law protection to this new College Sports Commission and to collegiate leaders, which is something they've been really trying to go after the last 3 to 4 years as the House settlement was going on. Also, the big question is how is this going to affect these quote-unquote pay-for-play schemes, as the president mentions in his executive order? As we've seen with the CSC, they've been trying to crack down on NIL collectives. They're asking that you have to provide some evidence of fair market value in these deals. You can't just go pay a player, say, $7-8 million to come there, and they don't do anything with that money in return. So not a lot of clear answers from all this, actually more questions. But I think the key takeaway here is that he's directing leaders in government, including with the Federal Trade Commission and the Attorney General, to start making some moves here to provide the NCAA and college leaders some antitrust protection, and to also be able to, in a way, get away from these state-by-state laws that differ from state to state when it comes to NIL. Very much a developing situation, but finally with him signing this order, you're going to start seeing some more movement in Washington as we probably get closer and closer to actually seeing some legislation passed in Congress potentially this year.
And we know that you'll be all over it. We appreciate you adding some context here on HQ. Again, Brandon Marcello from Big Ten Media Days on what the president did today. A reminder about 24/7 Sports. You see all the things that we cover there. That includes news of the day. Make sure you check them out ASAP.